Bonjour mes gourmands et bienvenue à ma cuisine. It's been a while since we have treated ourselves to a sweet cake, so I think it's about time we drew our attention back to the oven. This week we are making a cake which I loved eating when I was working in China. Ironically though, we are making a cinnamon apple cake instead of an Asian one. But hey, I get homesick too when I'm overseas. Now let's have a look at how it's made. For a 26cm or 10¼ inch diameter cake, we'll need 250 grams of flour, 125 grams of butter, 150 grams of caster sugar, 25 grams of custard powder, half a package of baking powder, and 1 egg. We'll also need 5 apples, 1 package of vanilla sugar, a dash of rum which is optional, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon powder, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice which is also optional, and confectioner's sugar as well as cinnamon powder, both for decoration. Let's prepare our baking pan before we start working on the actual cake. To prevent our cake from sticking to the pan, we can either line it with parchment paper or we could also grease it thoroughly with butter. I also like to add the baking powder to the flour before I start, just in case you're wondering where the baking powder went. Now first we're going to cream our butter by beating it until white and slightly frothy. Slowly add the sugar and the custard powder and continue beating to combine. Add in the whole egg and work it into the mixture. As for the final step regarding the pastry, we're adding in the flour. Add it in 3 batches to make sure it's evenly incorporated into the mixture. This is what the dough should look like. Since the dough is too soft to handle now, we'll cover it with some cling wrap and let it cool off in the fridge while we're prepping the filling. Peel your apples, get rid of the apple core, and either cut the rest into slices or little cubes. Mix the apples with yellow ingredients for the filling. I'm using Jamaican rum in this recipe, which you can simply skip if you don't like it. Get the pastry out of your fridge. See how this has become more firm? We're dividing the dough into 2 parts and we're spreading 1/2 of it into the pan. Cover all the bottom and work the dough up the sides until it reaches a height of 1 to 2 centimeters or 1/2 inch. Using a spoon to spread out the dough can be helpful if the dough starts to melt under the heat emitted from your fingers. Place the apple slices onto your dough, trying to fit in as many as possible. Then plug the remaining half of the dough into little pieces and spread it over the top. Finally, bake the cake at 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 minutes. You might be wondering why of all things I would have a Western style cinnamon apple cake in China. Well, not far away from the office where I was working, there was that store that sold foods imported from overseas, and amongst many other products, you could also get a freshly baked apple pie there. You may also be wondering about the size of the cake on the stone plate. Well, that's actually how big a slice of the cake in China was, which had a diameter of about 18 centimeters or 7 inches. So I hope you like this recipe and that you link it to memories as lovely as the ones I am linking this cake to. Thank you so very much for joining me in the kitchen this week. If you have any questions, suggestions, or if you'd just like to say hi, then feel free to leave me a message in the comment section down below. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share this recipe with your friends, because sharing is caring. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more easy and amazing Asian dishes as well as international patisserie. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter for the latest news, and I hope to see you again in 14 days when I have a new recipe prepared for you. Until then, bye!